Well, it was reported way back that Arsenal is interested in Joao Palhinha. 28 years of age, plays for Fulham. He has just gone ahead to renew his contract, and finally, Fulham have gone ahead to release the asking price of Joao Palhinha in the January transfer window. And whoever will be really in here to obviously sign the player, he will have to meet that price. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Football News Show. We are here to discuss about what Pochettino is talking about. Nkunku. Nkunku looks like he's going to be the lifeline of Chelsea, having gone ahead to score on his debut of Chelsea, joining the likes of Morata, and for him he came off the bench and obviously scored on his Premier League debut for the club of Chelsea. And it's a Merry Christmas to everyone watching us in, and it's Rokani David or RD. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's always in my favor to express the gratitude of everyone who keeps watching us in here, and the Muslims, Barak Lau Fikum. Let's see close to 200 likes, smash on this video and continue to subscribe, because you know we are left with like 6 days to end this year, but we want 20,000 subscribers, and I see you guys subscribing. Continue to subscribe. Then we are going to talk about the player Julian Alvares on joining Real Madrid or Barcelona. He has gone ahead and obviously vocalized his stance in here. Now, let's start off with Joao Palhinha. If you've been following this channel, it's not news to you that Arsenal has gone ahead to line up Joao Palhinha as one of those midfielders they want to sign, either in the January transfer window or the summer transfer window, because they really believe Thomas Partey is really one of those players that is not gonna really improve and take them to where they deserve to be as far as Arsenal is concerned. He's a very good player. When he's on the field of play, he plays better, but he is not really that person that is going to be readily available for the club of Arsenal. And now, this is O'Rourke. Pet O'Rourke, he's a transfer correspondent for the Foot Inside, has confirmed to us that Fulham will again demand of between £50 million to £60 million for midfielder star Joao Palhinha in January. That is despite the Portugal international. 28, signing a fresh 5-year deal at Craven Cottage in September. However, his new contract was not warned of potential suitors, such as Liverpool, Arsenal, and Bayern Munich. He joined Fulham from Sporting Lisbon, reported fee of just £20 million in 2022, and the Cottages stand to make a big profit on the midfielder in the coming years. Now, Joao Palhinha, last season for me he was among the best central defensive midfielders in the league. And trust me, Arsenal need another player playing that position like Joao Palhinha. He scores goals, he's tall enough, he's strong, and is going to have to prove that he's really great. And one will ask, how are they going to sell him yet he signed a 5-year contract? I'll ask you. When Moise Caicedo signed a 5-year contract at Brighton, wasn't he sold 5 months later to Chelsea? He was sold. So why does a player extend his contract when it's going to run down? Because he knows that if at all he really gets an injury, the club will be looking for him and he'll be paid his amounts of money. So that's why they obviously renew their contracts. But that cannot stop you from really leaving Fulham if at all the suitable suitor comes in through. Bayern Munich went ahead to obviously see the deal of Joao Palhinha drop off when Fulham failed to submit in the papers, you know, and he really returned back to London. But he had gone ahead to do all the photo shoots and everything down there in Bayern Munich. But Bayern Munich wanted to sign him. And all those teams that are interested in him, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, and Liverpool, have been told the amount of money they're supposed to pay. Now, Arsenal in particular have been eyeing Douglas Luiz, priority number 1 midfielder. But the amount of money they've gone ahead to obviously put onto him is really very astronomical, and I don't really believe that Arsenal can meet that. They will be having that money, as I told you yesterday, that they've gone ahead to obviously collect a lot of money from the Champions League, close to £70 million, meaning that they're like £40 million less, of which they can get it, and they're already gone ahead to get it from the gate collection. You know, in those Champions League games, 3 games, the ticket is more expensive. Premier League games, so when you add those dots, they can obviously get that amount of money. But you have to ask yourself, what if I want two players? Because Arsenal would like to bring in a striker, that is Ivan Toney, and they would love to get in a central midfielder. Meaning that if you bring in Joao Palhinha at £60 million, all 50, that means you are saving £60 million. And that £60 million will be used to obviously sign Ivan Toney. Arsenal can really do that. And if you are a sporting director of Arsenal, what exactly do you do? I think it's better to go for Joao Palhinha and Ivan Toney, if at all that's the plan of the club. But it will depend on what Arteta and Ed really sit down and really talk about. When they obviously make a decision that we can spend £112 million on Douglas Luiz because that's what we want, then Joao Palhinha deal will be off to Arsenal. You get? But if at all they want to obviously get in a CDM that can obviously help them really play the next 2-3 seasons and maybe looking for another upcoming star, then Joao Palhinha will be the guy. But they might think about it twice and say, this one is 28, Douglas Luiz is 24. So Douglas Luiz still has a lot of resale value on him, and he's still improving because he's like 1 or 2 years to hit his prime, meaning that he's really one of those players that Arsenal will need. But does he really have the experience that Joao Palhinha really brings onto the table at the club of Arsenal? That is no. So there are very many factors to consider on what decision to be made on who to obviously sign up at Arsenal. But all in all, it will depend. But if at all they get end of the tail, it will be really a very huge boost into their squad as they vie for their first trophy, in a period of 2 decades plus. So, who is the biggest threat of this transfer? The biggest threat of this transfer is Liverpool. Liverpool wanted to sign Moise Caicedo for £115 million. They submitted an official bid to Brighton, and Brighton went ahead to accept it, but the player was persuaded by Enzo Fernandez to come and join Chelsea. So that means Liverpool got close to £20 million and brought on Endo. Liverpool now has £90 million with them that was really unspent, and they are willing to obviously spend it. And if at all they are going in for Joao Palhinha and the price is £50 to £60 million, trust me, they can really fight this battle. They can fight this battle, and the difference is Jurgen Klopp will tell Joao Palhinha, I have your starting spot in my team. You are going to play alongside Szoboszlai and McAllister because none of those is a CDM. Though he's really using McAllister as a CDM, but he needs a more better CDM. We saw Endo against Arsenal and Manchester United. But obviously, Palhinha will do better. Palhinha will remind you the likes of Jorginho Wijnaldum, the likes of Fabinho into the team of Liverpool, and he will obviously strengthen more and more and more the team of Liverpool. So, I think it's really going to be a very huge fight. I think for Bayern Munich, they might be looking for someone else, known to this guy. But you never know, they can make a very huge turnaround because Thomas Tuchel is also one of those people that is really known in the best position of safety for his job. If he gets knocked out of the Champions League, obviously he's going to get sacked. That is it. So he'll tell the board that I want a CDM because he feels like Joshua Kimmich, however good he is, he's known to the levels of what he wants to be playing at the side of Bayern Munich. And Liverpool, Arsenal, and Bayern Munich eyeing in for this guy. It's really very, very important to note that no one has gone ahead to obviously go ahead of the other. But what Fulham has gone ahead to do, they've used their correspondence, and they've gone ahead to obviously let the news out that £50 to £60 million, we want Joao Palhinha, and he's really a proven guy in the league. Premier League proven. Get him, he'll fit in like a glove in your team, as you've gone ahead to see Declan Rice, So that's it for Joao Palhinha. So we wait and see how that pans out, and if at all they sell him for 50 or 60, they would have gone ahead to make 30 to 40 million pounds of profit. That will be very, 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 very important to note. So that's it for Joao Palhinha, and it's obviously nice to see you in here on this channel, and let's trot a little bit to the Chelsea side. Nicholas Jackson, by the way, he's one of those players who are going to hate to miss very many chances, He has gone ahead to miss very many chances for Chelsea. And when you saw to it that Nkunku really went ahead to come in through, he really went ahead to put up obviously put up a very huge performance down there. And the manager of Chelsea, that is Pochettino, has come out and obviously given Nkunku his hails, because Nkunku made his Premier League debut, played 33 minutes and he scored a goal. Yet, Nicholas Jackson had come on, and Nicholas Jackson had gone ahead to have very many chances and he couldn't really execute any of those. Now, the manager's come out and really said, I'm very pleased to see Nkunku score. It shows how important he can be for us. We can't put too much pressure on him, but a quality player who can score goals. We are very confident in him to get to his best and be a key player for us. So, the manager has gone ahead to obviously be very, very, very praiseful of Nkunku. That he's pleased to see Nkunku score. It shows how important he can be for the club of Chelsea. And in very many games that Chelsea have gone ahead to lose or draw, it's because that they are not having that clinical finisher. Because for Chelsea, they are creating those chances. It's not the same scenario that I'm going to talk about Man United and Arsenal, because those two teams don't create a lot for their number 9s. But for Chelsea, they create lots of chances for their number 9s. And you saw to it that Nkunku made a very good run and met the cross that Sterling really made, and headed that ball into the back of the net. So it obviously comes to understanding that nothing is going to really stop Nkunku from obviously thriving. And the manager is also very happy about him. And maybe he's going to cut him off the rope that has gone ahead to hold or held Chelsea back from really winning very many games. And he's confident in him to get to his best and a key player for the side of Chelsea. Obviously, he's a key player. You just see his impact. His impact was really one of those that everyone really wanted to see and really talk about. But he really had a very good day, and he also had a post put up and celebrating. But I think I'm going to prepare some good stories about Nkunku, and I will bring them for you, and what happened and what his fellow players are going to say about him. Then, lastly, let's go to this guy. Very young, but he's really great. Now, Julian Alvares has been asked on Real Madrid or Barcelona in the future. He said, the truth is I'm happy at Manchester City. I've been at the club for a little more than a year. I feel very happy with everything we've achieved. Now, our goal is to complete and try to win all over again. Now, Julian Alvares comes in from South America, and we all know that players in South America have that weakness towards teams like Barcelona and Real Madrid. They really want to play for them. But this time round, I think the tide has gone ahead to change. The tide is no longer as it was last time, when these teams were really the best teams in the world. They used to be having the cream de la cream of players in the world. It's no longer there. It shifted. It shifted 100%, and it has gone ahead to move on to the Premier League. That's why you see to it that a player like Julian Alvares is okay with everything. Is okay with everything at Man City, because Man City is the best team in the world. They've gone ahead to win anything. They won a treble last season. And how can you tell him to leave Manchester City to go to Barcelona and Real Madrid, teams that don't really have huge future according to this guy? So it's really very important to note that no one is going to really see Alves leave Man City right now. Maybe later when things change, but Manchester City is really a very good team for Julian Alvares, and you've gone ahead to see very many South African players snub Real Madrid, snub Barcelona to come and join Manchester City, Man United, Arsenal, because of the competitiveness of the league. So guys, your thoughts onto this are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think Arsenal should go in for Joao Palhinha, or they go in for Douglas Luiz? Douglas Luiz price is £112 million, and for Joao Palhinha it's between 50 and 60 million pounds. What do you make about it? Nkunku hailed by Pochettino. Do you think he deserves the hail? And lastly, what do you make about Julian Alvares saying that he is at Man City and he doesn't think playing anywhere away from Manchester City for now? He has gone ahead to snub Real Madrid and Barcelona. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Merry Christmas to all of you all, and the Christians, Sorry, and the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. We out for now. See you later, my mate.